Good afternoon, Lagos. Good afternoon, Nigeria. Welcome to Voice of the People 90.3 FM, the number one station that gives you a voice all over the world. It's another enlightening, educating, informative episode of Matters. My name is Chioma Innocent, and as usual, I'm your host for today. Today on Matters, we'll be discussing a very, very important issue. Yes, when it makes the headlines, we talk about it, but after then, what happens? How do we go about solving situations that put us in a bad light as a people, as Nigerians? How do we go about ensuring that we do not truncate our children's future before they even get to be the leaders of tomorrow that we say they are? How can we ensure that the leaders of today do not actually make policies or do not do things that truncate or that jeopardize or put a threat to the future of the leaders of tomorrow? That's what we're talking about today. INEC, WAEC, JAMB, and the technical glitches that have been marring the efforts of so many Nigerians over the years. Let's start from the most recent one, the WAEC situation. Now, WAEC came out to let Nigerians know that, a whole lot of students who sat for that exam actually did not pass. And it wasn't up to 48 hours later, we started hearing that, it was a technical glitch, right? WAEC said it was a technical glitch, and then they apologized for that. You recall that a few weeks ago, or about 2 months back, it was JAMB. This time around, it's WAEC. If we go back to the 2023 elections, you recall that these technical glitches also occurred during the 2023 election. So what is wrong with Nigeria's technology? Is it that we have been unable to catch up with the technological advancements that are available in other parts of the world? What exactly is going on? Now, on August 8th, WAEC, that's the West African Examinations Council, released fresh and correct results of candidates who sat for this year's May-June West African Senior School Certificate Examination. Now, WAEC released the fresh results last Friday in Lagos, calling them the authentic result of candidates who sat the school-based exam. Now, unlike the results that were earlier released, where only 38.32% out of the total 1,969,313 candidates obtained credit and above in 5 major subjects, including English language and mathematics. This time around, 62.96% of the candidates actually have the pass grade. Now, in the first results that WAEC released, only 38.32% passed, had 5 credits, including English and mathematics. After they sorted out the technical glitches, revised the results, it came out that about 62.96% of candidates actually who sat for that exam actually had 5 credits, including mathematics and English. Now, they obtained credits in a minimum of 5 subjects, including English and mathematics. Now, out of this number, 582,000, representing 46.95%, were male, while the others were female. A comparison of the percentage of candidates in this category in the same school-based exam in 2024 and 2025 revealed that there is a slight decline of 9.16% in those who obtained the same grade last year, which is about 72.12%. Let's just put the numbers aside first. What we need to know is that when WAEC released the first results, it was like, only 38% of students, 38.32% of students passed. But then they came out to let us know there were technical glitches, and then when it was revised, 62.96% of students actually passed. I want to cast your mind back to when this occurred with JAMB, right? A lot of Nigerians were not very happy about the situation. In fact, there were reports of a particular student who took a life when the results came out, and it was terrible. But after the talk about technical glitches came up, certain people, schools, individuals, owners of CBT centers took it up with WAEC, and then it came out that indeed there were technical glitches. The results were revised, and then we realized that quite a number of people actually passed that exam. Anyway, I'm not alone to discuss this today. I have with me someone who actually he's the one who can shed more light on this situation for just a few minutes, although he's been around for a while. I have Mr. Taiwo Ahinaje. He's an educationist, a teacher, a researcher, an author, and a training development professional with over 15 years of professional experience in corporate spheres and in the education sector. He holds a bachelor's degree in educational management and a certificate in data processing and management information systems from the University University of Ilorin, Kwara State, and a master's degree in manpower training and development from the University of Lagos, Akoka, Lagos State. He's an Erasmus scholar, a member of the Young African Leaders Initiative Network, and a fellow of the Institute of Strategic Procurement and Resource Management, Nigeria. I really could go on and on, but I wanted to hear from Mr. Taiwo Ahinaje. How are you doing today, sir? Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us.
Good afternoon, Choma. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you so much. We are happy to have you as well. On behalf of myself, the station, and the listeners at home, we want to apologize to you. We know you've been around for a while, and we are happy to have you here today. But let's talk about all of this. You're an educationist. You understand the advantages. You understand the need for education. What exactly is the problem? Because when the whole issue with JAMB first occurred, you had a lot of people coming online and coming on air on the media to say, oh, when young people are busy watching what's going on the internet, when young people are busy watching TikTok, how would they not fail their exams? Only to realize that it's actually the people who are in charge that made these mistakes. When are we going to be free from all of these technical glitches? Does it look like we actually put education on a high pedestal in this country if we are having this kind of problems?
Okay, it's very, very disappointing that this is another episode of the technical glitch syndrome that we've been having in Nigeria in the past few years. And I can actually summarize this to you. I was reading about Japan, and I got to know that for every public project or exercise or program that Japan wants to implement, they spend 70% of their time or the entire duration of the program to plan, to prepare. This simply means they will put together the resources and the capital, the personnel, and every other thing to ensure that the program is eventually implemented. So they spend 70% of the entire duration for the program to plan and prepare. Then they spend 30 minutes for implementation. But in Nigeria here, we give more attention to implementation and we ignore or trivialize the planning or preparation part. That is the result of what we are saying. Technology is a product of what you put in, you get. The aspect of software development, the aspect of purchasing the infrastructure you need, the aspect of getting the right people in the right places. These are things that you tidy up before you deploy technology tools or technology equipment. But most times, we don't put everything in order before we go out to implement. We saw that in the outcome of the election in 2023. We saw it in JAMB. Now, it's not strange or special that we are seeing it now. It's actually predictable. Historically, WAEC has not been doing the right thing. You know, we just see this as the first time they will come out publicly to admit that something went wrong. I can tell you in the last few years, students have been having access to WAEC question papers online.
Really?
Before the, of course,
like the real questions that will come out before the exam.
Yes.
That's the exam questions were being leaked online.
Yes. So it's not strange, but the technical aspect of the examination, which they are coming out to admit for the very first time now, is what we can say is very, very unusual. But historically, there is a kind of development in the past which should have called for questions. You know, students will have access to questions on the internet, but now it is the problem of the technical glitch that made some students to fail the exam, just for them to come out to get again after internal review that it's not meant to be. 38% had 5 credits to include English and mathematics, then later increased to 69%, I think, approximately 70%. So it's what is happening or what has been happening in the past few years, only that we see them come out, you know, to admit it for the very first time.
This is the first time we're seeing them coming out to admit it, according to you. You talked about people having access to exam questions even before the exam date, right? So this is a laxity on the part of WAEC, but it's almost like an everyday thing, to the extent that many Nigerians, you know, they're not getting to hear this new vocabulary, technical glitches. There was a problem with the system. What is this problem that cannot be solved? Because WAEC and JAMB are two very important examinations. Without either of this, you cannot attend a higher institution. A lot of students, they are looking forward to education. A lot of people have to work even as young people in order to gather money to go to school, in order to gather money to pay for, because you have to pay, you have to buy JAMB form, you fill it up. It's a whole lot of process to actually now put in your best. And then the people at the other end are not doing their own job, and then you're saddled with the responsibility of failure.
Okay, so let's take it this way. See, if you don't get the right people in the right places, you will never achieve the expected end. There are some people that should not be, at the helms of affairs in terms of the organizational structure of this examination body. And another thing we should look out is, whenever there is a disappointment of this magnitude, we really don't see people who will take responsibility or who will pay dearly for it. See, when there are no consequences for every inaction or failure to act when necessary, you will always have recurrence. In the case of JAMB, the registrar came out, apologized. JAMB actually has a kind of credibility, to a certain extent compared to WAEC. You can guarantee the integrity and credibility or accuracy of most of what JAMB has been doing. But in the case of WAEC has a very, very questionable or ineffective system that should be totally overhauled. And it boils down to the fact that if they don't decentralize most of these examination bodies, they will find it difficult to achieve productivity or efficiency or effectiveness or accuracy in what they do. For every public project that will be executed, they must tidy up things before they start implementation. If it will take you 3 years to plan, ensure you plan appropriately and you get the right people for the job. The ICT division of JAMB now, I think heads should roll there. The ICT division.
Did heads roll when these technical glitches happened with INEC? Did it roll when it happened with JAMB? How do we know it's going to roll now that it's happened with WAEC? We just get issued apologies, and after that, the people who have had to, because you would have, there are many parents who had to do a lot of things to ensure that they could buy these forms for their children. So when they saw the first results and they did not know it was technical glitches, imagine those students, right, who would have been feeling the heat at home or by their guardian saying you're a failure before these technical glitches issues now came up. Also, I don't know if you recall when videos and reports were coming out of students writing exams at night.
Exactly.
Exams that were slated for noon, for morning, they were being written at night. So is it the problem here? Do we take it back to the drawing table to say it was from the planning, maybe wrong planning or inefficient planning from the aspect of the WAEC and the officials, the WAEC officials?
See, if I were to really take a holistic view at the whole situation of things, I would actually advise that there should be a total overhaul of the WAEC system as an organization. Because, left for me, this development is not strange or special, honestly. It's just because it has come to the public glare that, something like this has just happened and it affects, quite a number of students. The fact is, we need to get the right people in the right position. If we continue to put square pegs in round holes, we will always get inaccurate outcome.
So we should start addressing our grievances towards the Minister of Education.
It can come, of course, the appointment of the head of WAEC, we have, direct involvement of the Minister of Education, of course. And, the Minister of Education is also proposing that WAEC will go CBT, initially he said from November, later he said from next year. But I tell you, it will be the same story or the same situation if proper planning and preparation are not carried out.
But here's another question to ask. Has it always been like this, or with the advent of social media and all, these reports now make it more to the fore? These reports now make it, we now get to hear about it more than before. When you were much younger and writing WAEC, were we having these issues, or has our educational institutions and bodies, that are in charge of these exams degenerated with the advent of new administrations?
Well, like I told you, it has been on for a while. It has been on for a while, and the advent of technology, really brought it out to the public domain. It has been on for a while. The aspect of examination malpractice, the aspect of poor logistics, poor planning, then now the aspect of technical glitch is just the latest one. But I tell you, this ineffectiveness and inefficiency or poor preparation and planning on WAEC especially has been on for a while. So only that social media has made it more pronounced to the public. But it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that we continue to talk about all these things that put the lives of young people in jeopardy and undermines the dignity of public examination. WAEC is widely accepted by universities almost all over the world. But development like this will make institutions abroad doubt the integrity or credibility of this examination.
Isn't our educational systems and institutions gradually fading away with such problems? How do we continue to convince the younger ones that education, is the way to go, is the best thing that they can do for themselves? When we continue to have these issues, when they put in all of their best. Now, I can actually even bring this to, personal matters, because my own sister was affected by this, and I could see how she prepared for these exams. I could see how much she prepared for the exams. And then when results come out, you can see that, look, this person did better. I mean, this is an exam you're writing just immediately you're done with school, towards the tail end of secondary school. So you can see the preparation that this person is putting in. You can see them burning the midnight candle. You can see them waking up at odd hours to read. You can see them assimilating, drinking in all the information they can get only for this to happen. The sad part is that with each passing day, with each passing month, with each passing year, the educational sector continues to look like it's sinking further into a dark pit as the managers of Nigeria seem to remain indifferent to education. If heads don't roll, won't this continue?
Of course, if people know that there are no consequences for inactions or failure to do the needful, they will continue to do, what is wrong, and they will be doing it even with impunity. And eventually, it will continue to fester on and on and on and on. And it's just disappointing. For every poor performance, for every inaction, for every unproductive effort, there should be consequences. But unfortunately, it's not so. And of course, young people may be discouraged from this kind of development, and they see education as something that doesn't really deserve their time, their energy, or their resources anymore. But what I tell young people is this: education is not actually to make you wealthy. It's not to make you a rich man or a rich woman. That's why the most educated people in the world are not the richest. And the richest people in the world are not the most educated. But education will make you to think intelligently. It will make you to make findings. Somebody cannot just come to you and bamboozle you or tweak your brain or give you something and you take it every hook, line, and sinker. So it's just to make you a human being that can think meaningfully. Even the founders of education, the Plato, the Socrates, Aristotle, they never thought about education as a means of being wealthy. They thought it as a way of you achieving some productive development so that you can ask questions, take rational decisions, do coherent things and gather facts and, take informed decisions, not to become the richest in the world. It can actually give you access to opportunities. But education, don't get educated because you want to be among the richest in the world.
For many people who go to school, yes, they might see it as a means of escape from poverty and from being indigent. But at the end of the day, like you've said, education is something you should aspire to have just so that you can express yourself, so that you can have that some form of literacy. When you go out in the world, you're able to communicate with other people, you're able to assimilate, understand conversations without, flaring up when they say something that you do not very well understand. Which is why I asked the question, with all of these that have been happening, how do we continue to convince people? How do we even convince people that Nigeria can work for them? Because INEC technical glitches, JAMB technical glitches, WAEC technical glitches, going into when WAEC is coming up next year, won't these students be afraid to write these exams? When JAMB is coming up next year, would they not be afraid to write these exams? Won't we have more people saying, you know what, let me just go and start a business or go and work for somebody rather than wasting my time with this. Also, we talked about the Minister of Education and how he can have a say over who is appointed as the head of WAEC, JAMB, and other bodies that are in charge of conducting these exams in Nigeria. When it happened, the technical glitches happened with INEC. Yakubu Mahmoud is still the INEC chairman up till today until his tenure expires in September or so, and then he has to go. Would you say we have a culture of anyhowness? We have a culture of not punishing some kind of what we could call, even if it's just like small crimes against the people, because it's emotionally draining for the people affected.
Yes, I agree. We are in a country where people are not really held accountable. People are not put on their toes to make sure that they do what they are expected to do. Now, of course, the buck stops on the head of the education system, the Minister of Education. That's where it originates from, down to the head of WAEC and the head of the ICT division, and so on and so forth. But the main thing is this. See, we will always have issues if people are not held accountable. If people are not held accountable, if people do things with impunity, no implication for what they have done, and another person will do it again and again and again. So my challenge is this now, to those who can actually challenge government, to ensure that people that have been traumatized by any development on the part of those who have failed to do the right thing, then there should be compensation for those who are affected. The case of the young girl that committed suicide when JAMB released its results this year, the case is still on. I'm not sure any form of compensation has been offered to the family. So rights activists should also take up the task to put government or government agencies or parastatals on their toes, to ensure that whenever there is any failure on the part of government or its agencies or its parastatal, people that are affected are reasonably compensated.
While we're talking about all of this, I know you need to go, but I need to answer this question for 1 minute. While we're talking about all of this, the ASU, the Academic Staff Union of Universities, is planning to or threatening to embark on a nationwide strike if the government fails to address their long-standing demands, including the renegotiation or the conclusion of renegotiation of 2009 agreement. 2009 was 16 years ago. When Super Falcons won the WAFCON and they brought the trophy to the president, he gave them $100,000 each. That's about 162 million or so to each person. So many Nigerians are saying we are not rewarding educational excellence. If we are rewarding it in other sectors, right now the Big Brother Nigeria is on. One political elite came out to say people that Nigeria people are getting 150 million. Why shouldn't the Super Falcons get that? But we're not rewarding educational excellence. With all of this, again, how do we convince the young ones that education is the way to go when they can see that the educated people are the ones who seem to be hungry with long necks? Why people who are involved in other things are the ones who are making the money?
Well, it's highly unfortunate. If you read Punch newspapers like 3 or 4 days ago, there was an editorial that addressed this issue, and the points you raised, from Falcons to the police pensioners to ASU and other related issues, the editorial did justice to them squarely. But I tell you, government is absolutely not taking the issue of education seriously. I find myself in an academic environment, and I know what our lecturers are passing through in tertiary institutions. It's appalling. The UNESCO has said federal government, state government, and even local government should try to earmark between 15 and 20% to education in their annual budget. Unfortunately, it's not so. Government is prioritizing things that should not be prioritized. And of course, neglecting things that deserve urgent attention. The Nigerian education system really needs urgent, crucial attention. From the tertiary to the primary level, government needs to invest heavily in education. There are people that have been denied, or students that have been denied access to standard education. But we are having it here in Nigeria, but it shouldn't continue. How long are we going to be doing this? The best we've had in terms of budget was in 2015 rather. 10.7% marked for education. Since then, this year it's a 7.9%. It's very, very disappointing. So if government does not fund education, reasonably, diligently, deliberately, of course, we are likely to be lamenting over the same thing. And the right people should be in the right positions. Appointment should not be based on personal relationship or political relevance or any other reason other than the profile, the track record, the competence of the person that will be appointed. That is how we can get the best. But if we continue to trail the same thing as we have been doing, I'm sorry, we still have a long way to go.
All right, it's time for you to go, Mr. Taiwo Ahinaje. I honestly wish we had more time to continue this conversation, but I hope we'll get into this another time. But do you have concluding thoughts for us before you go on what we're talking about, on how to overhaul the education sector, make education more palatable to the young ones who are coming up, make it more affordable, more accessible for Nigerians, especially in those places like people in IDP camps? Who may not have access to this. Yes, you need to be alive. You need to feed well. You need to have a full belly in order to be able to learn. But how do we make it more accessible? How do we make education more palatable? How do we ensure that the younger ones who are coming up see the need, the advantage of being educated?
Okay, number one, I've always advocated that education should be decentralized in Nigeria. Yes, it's something we have seen it in the power sector. Electricity Regulatory Commission being decentralized. States can actually generate power by themselves now. And we are seeing it in the security sector. They are talking about state police, and the education sector too should be decentralized. States should take full charge of their education, and each state should grow at its own pace. Because if you allow Lagos and Jigawa and Zamfara to be moving at the same pace, I'm sorry, the pace at which Zamfara and Jigawa will be moving, we will be making the pace at which Lagos State will be moving, slow. So each state should be allowed to work independently, grow at their own pace, and address their challenges based on their peculiarities. JAMB, for instance, should be decentralized. States should have their own JAMB. The national JAMB should conduct exams into tertiary institutions owned by federal government and the private ones in Abuja. The tertiary institutions in Lagos State and Lagos State tertiary institutions should be controlled by Lagos State government. The same thing in other states. So each state will grow at its own pace. Government can take the role of supporting them financially, funding them partly. But if you want all of us to, clutter together in the same spot, I'm afraid the pace at which one will move will be slower than the other. Then government should fund education. That's how it is done globally. You fund education reasonably. And our educational system, especially for those who have academic roles, the teachers, the lecturers, should be redesigned and standardized to attract the best brains in Nigeria, the best of the best. In tertiary institution, the least percentage recorded is always, when it comes to application to study, education and agriculture, always the least. People don't aspire to study education.
Study those kind of courses.
Yes, but it should be redesigned to attract the best. Education and agriculture are the most crucial sectors in Nigeria today.
But you don't have people wanting to study those courses. Maybe you don't see them as lucrative.
So government should redesign it to attract the best brains. You can make it free education for those who want to study education and agriculture. Free education, and you give them scholarship.
But when we say free education, like for some primary schools and secondary schools that they don't pay school fees, when you look at the infrastructure, is next to zero, right? Because many of us recall being in certain, we don't pay school fees schools, but then when you go, there is no maybe field to play footballs, there is nowhere for recreational activities, the toilets is absolutely nothing to write home about.
Yes, it's something that is very, very unfortunate, very, very unfortunate, and it boils down to the funding thing. If you don't fund, you cannot get the best. You can't get the best. From primary to we have universal basic education. What it simply means is that education from primary to GSS3 is universal, free, and compulsory. So, but immediately you get to SS1, you start to pay some money. And when you get to university, of course, you pay more. So it boils down on the ability of government to fund education. If government doesn't fund education, I'm afraid we'll continue to lament over the same thing for the same period of time, and it will continue on and on and on. So our education system should be deliberately funded by government. UNESCO has recommended that it should be between 15 and 20% of your national budget or your annual budget. So some states are actually doing very good. Enugu State budgeted 34% for education in 2025. Kano State budgeted 16%. Lagos State, far below that. Ogun State 16%. So it's something that, but at the federal level, it hasn't been so. Federal government hardly, fund education like most of the states are doing, and that's why if you go to federal universities, you will see the dilapidated and deplorable conditions of the infrastructure.
According to the United Nations International Children's Education Fund, as UNICEF, about 10.5 million children are not in school, even though primary education is free and compulsory. Free in certain. If you want to go to private secondary school, it's to private schools. That's okay. We have private schools that they take little money for school fees, but again, some of them that are what we call like Paco schools. Right. But what would you say are some of the barriers to people to education for certain children in Nigeria? If we have 10.5 million children out of school, the population of about let's just say about 200 million. We know it's a little higher, but we cap it at approximately 200 million people. 10.5 million of our children are not in school, especially in places where they've experienced terrorism, where they've experienced natural disasters like flooding and others. How do we ensure that we bring these people back? Because if you're telling a hungry person about education, they'll just be looking at you like, I want to eat.
Yeah. Substantial percentage of that, is from the northern part, where lots need to be done in order to ensure that the students that are not captured under the universal basic education are actually captured to ensure that they are part of the educated young Nigerians. But the best way to go still boils down on government's commitment. I understand the peculiarity of the northern part because you will need to do some orientation and the reorientation because of cultural belief system. But for government to show commitment, government must start to fund education. There's no way about it. For every project you want to implement, if you don't have the financial capacity, you are not going to go far. So if you have the commitment to make things happen, fund it, then go all out to carry out thorough orientation. Then, of course, for parents who don't know, it's actually a criminal offense for you not to send your children to school. Under the Universal Basic Education Act. It's a criminal offense. If
you just keep your kids at home for no reason, kids are not sick.
They are not.
But what if you don't have money to send them to school?
No, that's why I said.
That's why we have the free schools.
No, that's what. Yes, Universal Basic Education Act is free, and it's compulsory, and it's universal. So what it means is that there is free education from primary to GSS 3. Thereafter, then
So at least the child can learn how to be articulate, how to assimilate, how
basic
to
literacy
communicate.
skills. Yeah. So, but any parent that doesn't send a child that is eligible to go to school from primary to GSS 3 to school, then that parent can be arrested and prosecuted and possibly jailed.
All right. In case you don't know it, you've heard it now. If you have children of school age at home, you leave them at home, you just they feed them gari and rice. You don't send them to school. See JLo. Mr. Taiwo Ahinaje, thank you so much. We've taken more of your time than we agreed, but we do appreciate you for joining us today. I hope you've had an amazing time yourself as well. I did ask you what were your concluding thoughts earlier, so just give us that in 1 minute.
Okay. Education is not a scam, basically. So the Nigerian system could frustrate anybody. It's never a scam. And I do tell young people that you're educated doesn't mean you will be wealthy, but it will give you access. It will make you to think. Nobody will come to you to cheat, to shortchange, or deprive you of your rights or your privileges. You will have a firm footing to maintain your ground and defend yourself. So, but it will give you access, and who knows, you could be one of the richest too. But don't have the mindset of getting rich because you are educated.
Thank you so much, Mr. Taiwo Ahinaje. We've been speaking with him right here on INEC, WAEC, JAMB, and technical glitches that are marring the efforts of many Nigerians who are just trying their best, because it's now gone from, you know what, we're going to continue this conversation. Let me let Mr. Taiwo go. Thank you so much for joining us.
It's an honor to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Enjoy the rest of your day. You are still listening to Voice of the People 90.3 FM. This is Matters. We'll take a short break and be right back. All right, you're still tuned into Matters and Voice of the People 90.3 FM. My guest has just left, but we've been talking with Mr. Taiwo Ahinaje. He's an educationist, a researcher, right? And we've been talking about, in fact, we're talking about a lot of things, just this education and how it seems to be taking a downward spiral from WAEC to JAMB and the technical glitches. Yes, when these technical glitches happened with INEC in 2023, it was like, okay, for you to vote in Nigeria, you have to be over 18. So if you're 18, you're considered an adult. Your brain, though, your frontal lobe don't form finish. It's as if, okay, you can actually understand quite a number of things. So at that point, it seemed like, it was only the adults that really understood what was happening with Nigeria, some of the dysfunctionality that we experience with some of our institutions, with some of the structures of this country. But right now, it's almost as if we've taken this dysfunctionality towards the children, people just they enter adulthood. For many of these people, for many of the people who wrote WAEC and JAMB this year and who experienced these technical glitches and the way it affected their results, this will be their very first experience of a dysfunctional system, of dysfunctional structures that do not serve. Because imagine yourself, many of us right now, we are MSc students, PhD students. You burn the midnight candle, you wake up in the middle of the night, you will read and read and read and read and read. Many people are working and still going to school. So imagine you do all of that. You put in your best effort, you put in 125% effort, and then when result comes out, you're looking at this result and you just know in your heart of hearts, this result is not my result. Only for the exam body to come out and say, there were technical glitches. You might say, thank God they've come out and said there were technical glitches. That means it will be resolved, right? And then it's updated, your real result comes out. But why do those technical glitches have to happen in the first place? What is the problem that they are using outdated systems? Is it that the engineers, when they work on the system, they don't really know what to do? Like, what exactly is the problem? Because there are some kind of recurrent situations that someone will be having, and it will be just embarrassing. It will just be absolutely embarrassing to keep having these, recurrent situations all the time. There are certain issues that you solve it once and for all. Maybe if it comes up again, then you now find a permanent or a lasting solution for that issue. But having the same issue recurs all the way from 2023, INEC, technical glitch, WAEC, technical glitch, JAMB, technical glitch. It does it really speak well of us as a nation if we cannot solve all of these small issues like this? How do we show that we are a serious people if we cannot solve these little things? We keep having technical glitches. If I wish to now go back to a paper pencil test, PPT, how JAMB used to do it before, you shade the correct answer, pack paper, begin the mark with red biro. Is that what we should be doing now? If this CBT is not working, should we just, let's go back to the one that is working for us? So as I said, this CBT, not the work. Or if it is these technical glitches that we'll be having, it's unfair to the students who put in a whole lot of effort to ensure that they are doing the best that they can to come out with a great result. Remember that this is the result that they will use to gain admission into higher institutions. It's very, very important. So after writing WAEC, you write everything where you go right. You make sure, say, you do your best. The content is one technical glitch happen. I mean, how would that make you feel? It's like when you go to the bank, they see a debit for your account. You can't reach bank can't tell you, say, na technical glitch, na in cosamo, na technical glitch, na in they come out your money, oh. You they see your 1K, 500, 200, 250, just they come out like that, ping pong, you they cry. Bank tell you, say, na technical glitch. How you go feel? And for many of us parents and guardians, there's this thing we do whereby pikin come house, you see, say, oh, it be like, say, you fail. You begin to berate him. You begin to shout for him. You begin to knock him for head. You begin to flog him. Now, you don't show, say, na technical glitch happen. You don't go apologize to the pikin, no. You don't go apologize, tell and say, sorry, I was wrong. Because many of our parents, they don't sabi do apology. But after that, they go cook chicken for you, tell you, say, yeah, come on, or yeah, can't chop. You still a vex because of that day, or yeah, can't chop. You know, it's absolutely unfair to the hard work that the students put in to ensure that they do their best. But I want to hear from you as a Nigerian. We don't actually experience some of the dysfunctionality where they talk about for this country. From INEC, all the way from 2023, we never still solve technical glitch till now. If this technology they work with us, I be make we ban them. If this technology they work for us, I mean, make we, because we say we they advance. We can't be like, say we they this one na progressive regression. I be waiting, we will call them. So if we they advance, but we not say we they advance. If we want this a static, make we not say we they static. If we can't want they move backward, I don't want to move backward though. I don't know about you, you know. So we actually need to talk about these issues, and that's why I'm bringing it up today. It make many people see education as scam, say school as scam. No. This one anti-education campaign. A school na scam. You go tell person go school, you tell you say no, if I write finish now, they will tell me that there is a technical glitch. People will go write WAEC and JAMB next year. Some of them fear don't they their hearts by now. Say, what is it going to be? I don't want a situation whereby I put in all my best efforts and tomorrow I'm being told that, oh, there was a technical glitch. Now, how do we even know? Say of all the people after they don't come back, they don't rearrange this scenario, they don't go solve them. Say, oh, there was technical glitch where affects people. Wait, if this technical glitch stuff, how come the thing not bring out new? Maybe you not bring out the mark at all. You can't go, they bring out low marks. Which kind of technical glitch they bring low marks? Was it that other people's marks were assigned to others? Like, we really need explanation. Not be just say apology does not they cover, or they minus consequences. Apology no mean say person no go face the consequences of their actions. If person assault you or thief your phone, you can't catch him, he can't tell you sorry, you go leave and make it they go. No, you hand the thief over to police. Make police carry and go court, make court talk, make judge give a sentence. By that way, he spend like 2 months for jail for kirikiri. You not go thief again. There is a reason why we have correctional systems, correctional facilities, so that if person they involved in criminality, once or twice they can't catch you, you can't they incarcerated, you can't suffer the consequences of your action. No matter how sorry you are, you won't do it again. But yeah, it be like say apology covers all, and that's not the way it's supposed to be. So you spoil people effort. You come out to give apology, everybody continues, nobody lose their job, nobody nobody collect sanction, nobody go on suspension, nobody go on expulsion, nothing, everything continues as usual. So how do we convince the next generation? Say, this education way say me then they pursue, say it makes sense, because even the educated people, when they are the helm of the education affairs, no, they do things in a very educated manner. Anyway, this is Voice of the People 90.3 FM, 16 minutes past 2 p.m. I don't they talk my own since Mr. Taiwa Hinaje too. Don't they talk your own? It's time for you to talk your own. This is Matters on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. My name is Chioma Innocent. I am your host. Let's talk about this. All these glitches, it's time for it to end. What will we do? Abi, if technology they work with us, let's go back to the drawing board. Because WAEC and JAMB have a whole year. Now, this WAEC don't pass. The next WAEC, not next year. Till next year. The next JAMB again, not next year. So, say they're not supposed to prepare from now. Any issues that were experienced at the back end with the systems where then they use their technological systems, if not the computer, if not the wire, anything where then they do, any code where then they write, may they go back by now, go they record them to ensure say these issues will not come up again, because students put in a whole lot. Especially with the large number of people where they do this test. How many times people go there for exam or they complain, say, oh, my system went off. and they could not continue the exam. So the process of registering for these exams, the form where you go buy the mental stress self of all the things where you need to think, where you need to do before you go do this exam, before you can't even go read to make sure say you write well. You can't write well, finish the content, you say technical glitch affects your result. How do we know that inside this the people now where they can tell us say, oh, before now 38.32 people now in pass, now the technical glitch don't they resolved, it can't be saying now 62.96 people now in pass? How do we know that the remaining 30 something percent, say you know still get people within them where that technical glitches still affect? So we need to talk about this and overhaul our education sector, make education more palatable, more presentable. They show the advantages, make people understand why they need to go to school, make our literacy for this country they increase, make it they reduce. We're supposed to be more educated than our parents and not less educated than our parents. 0803-692-9933 0803-692-9933. That's the number you can call to be a part of this conversation. If you'd rather send a message on WhatsApp, you can send it to 0817-175-6338 0817-175-6338 on WhatsApp. So you can leave a message on WhatsApp or you can call me on WhatsApp and I will take your call. This conversation is very, very important. So let's have it. My name is Choma Innocent. I want to know your name and where you're calling from. Hello, you're my first caller for today. Good afternoon. Turn down the volume on your radio set.
Yes, my name Chibuzo.
Welcome, Chibuzo.
I'm calling from JAMB.
Welcome,
Chibuzo.
Chibuzo.
The thing will start when the INEC chairman do their own, nobody will do anything. So I no blame for this thing for what happened to the results of people we get this thing. So the water starts from the air to scatter. So nothing can work again for this country. You have to go copy some things for the other country, but to work for our side, it cannot work.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you, Chibuzo.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. I appreciate your contribution because Chibuzo say as the apple for INEC when nobody where be like say nobody talk. Now why everybody can't they say technical glitches? So if you don't even be technical glitches, is that what you're saying, Chibuzo? Saying that just say some people somewhere no just they incompetent. So in order make you not be like say, oh, they don't know what they do, they could just carry the blame put for the doorstep of technical glitches. Welcome to Matters. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
What's your name and location, please? Welcome. Yes. Thank you for calling.
Now, let me tell you. If you tell one lie, my dear Shom, if you tell one lie, you need another 10 lies to cover the one lie you told. Now, before people get prepared for something before it happens, they get prepared to do anything that they want to do. Either they want to, that is to tell some people and deal with them or whatever. So they go into the machine. It's not like the machines are not working. The IMF told us that the millions they gave us, if you send the millions they gave to everybody, to India, to Ghana, and they finish the election in one day. So I'm coming to education. Now, the same who went to tamper with the king so as to do their magomago. Because of that thing now that they go and talk on the king, and then they and then after now, the result will come. Because of their plans to do magomago. So when they go and tell the machine that it's not supposed to, that has its own operational system, they want to do some magomago somewhere. That is what is causing these problems. When the thing now comes now, everybody, and then there are no consequences for anybody who does anything. So it can come,
So when it comes to education now, who can they off the system for WAEC and JAMB where they cause the technical glitches?
As we are now in education, they are tampering with the thing. They are tampering with it. Because they are tampering with it to do some things. If not, my dear, this is my phone now. I can program it and it will be working perfectly. But the moment I say, let me go and fix something, I remove this one, there's the thing scatter. That is what this is. That's what is happening. Why is Ghana doing their own why? Why is everybody doing their own and the thing, everything is working perfectly? Why is it? Why is Nigeria own this one? Technical British government. That's what we are operating. May God help us with it.
Thank you for your call.
Nigerians, if you don't wake up and do the right thing, that's your own problem. Let us do electoral reforms. Now, we need electoral reforms so that our vote can come. And what we will work with, say you will be a leader. That is what we need. Thank you very much.
For your call. Thank you for your call. I appreciate it. This is Matters on Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. What's your name and location, please?
My name is Sonny. I'm calling from Casablanca.
Welcome, Sonny. Thank you for calling.
Yeah, thank you. So I want to say this. We need to take this note that every Nigerian problem is man-made and they are all intentional. None of our problem is a natural one. God created us in a land where everything is abundant. The poverty, the hunger, the starvation, the terrorism, the corruption, the rigging of election, the brigandage, the tout, the hooligans on the street, every menace that we face in Nigeria, someone sits somewhere and crafted it for his personal benefit. And that's why the majority of the population is suffering. But it's unfortunate that those who are suffering it are also supporting it for the sake of tribal or religious reason. Therefore, keeping the country down for almost perpetuity. It's unfortunate that Nigeria, as it is, some people believe that, maybe by singing hallelujah to those who are keeping Nigeria down, that one day they will be among the elites. But a pupa will remain a pupa. They can only give you a crumb from their table. So back to this subject of a glitch. For me, sometimes I say to myself, we don't have lawyers in Nigeria. Because if we have lawyers, all the whole mess that is happening, Nigerian lawyers, NBA should have, a kind of revolted against the judges who are giving this wrong judgment. Is it not the same law that we both read? You are the judge, I'm the lawyer, we both read the same law. So this glitch of a thing, we need a proper explanation of this glitch. Call these people who are in charge, who are declaring these glitches, to come to court and tell us exactly what is glitch. Okay, error. Okay, let's say error in a layman language. What is that error? Error must be either the car fair brake, the engine got knocked, there's no water in the engine, or there's no oil, it got dry, or the tire got burst. There must be something specific. You cannot tell me that this car has error. It makes no sense. You are making fool of me. And making fool of us has become a regular thing. We have become the most docile, the most stupid population in the world. Believe me, Choma. Every part of the world have left us because of tribal and primordial sentiment. The rogues are now leading us. Look at what's happening from INEC chairman Yakubu. Yakubu, in a decent country, Yakubu should have faced like 1 million lawsuits. And there's no court, no immunity protect Yakubu.
So what you're saying is that with everything happening in this country, we are all complicit. All of us, we are guilty.
He said what? I didn't hear you.
You're saying everything happening in this country, all of us, we are guilty.
Oh, yeah, no, not all of us. Some of us who stand for the right thing, the imbeciles, those who are psychotic patients are more in number. The psychophants are more in number.
All right, let's not use abusive and insulting words now,
and
okay?
That's why Nigeria cannot make progress.
Thank you.
Glitches,
thank you for your call.
Those who are in charge supposed to go to jail. Explain what the glitch is all about. You waste people time, their energy, their money, and all that. You tell them glitches, you tell them pardon. Who does that anywhere in the world? Only the messed up country called Nigeria. Only in this messed up country. If not, who does that anywhere in the world? In a place like China or any country where I have been, you go to jail at least 20, 30 years. So others who will come after you will be careful what they do. You don't take our tax money, our tax collectors for granted. Our entire nation, everything we hold in this game for granted. For how long will you continue this nonsense and expect a good country? We are making fool of ourselves. We're going nowhere.
Thank you for your call. Thank you for your call. Appreciate you. 0803-692-9933. 0803-692-9933. That's the number you can call to be a part of this conversation. If you'd rather send a message on WhatsApp or call me on WhatsApp, you can call the number 0817-175-6338. 0817-175-6338 on WhatsApp. Okay, send a message or call me up. I want to hear from you. This is Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. 0803-692-9933. 0803-692-9933. Hello.
Hello, Chema.
Good afternoon to you. What's your name and location? Turn down the volume.
Chema, how do you do?
I'm good. What's your name and location?
No, I got Joe the talk. Joe from
Bariga. God, Joe, how you doing?
I'm doing fine, Chema.
Good to hear from you.
Chema, you remember last time I talked about these schools? I told you I went to the north. what I saw there is almost the whole local government I went, rickety schools, rickety, very rickety. No even single sign of pole. Electricity pole. Chama, are you listening? No
I'm
even
listening.
sign of electricity pole. Rickety school, the roofs have removed, the ceiling boards have removed. My God. Chama, if I show you those pictures, you shed tears. I'm telling you before God, man. These governors, we're supposed to put them inside jail after their tenures. They have done a callous evil, very big evil. These governors, they're supposed to be in jail. Choma, good afternoon.
Thank you for your call, Joe, all the way from Bariga. 0803-692-9933, 0803-692-9933. That's the number you can call to be a part of this conversation. Hello, welcome to Matters. Good afternoon. Hello, are you there? Good afternoon.
Hello?
Good afternoon to you. Welcome to Matters.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Good afternoon.
Hello?
I can hear you. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. All right, give me a call back. Hello, welcome to Matters. Good afternoon. Yes, I can hear you. Good afternoon. How you doing? Thank you for holding on.
I'm very well. This is Alex calling from Ushodi.
Welcome, Alex. Thank you for calling.
Okay. What I want to say concerning this JAMB and WAEC stuff is this. One thing about Nigeria is that we are quick to adopt systems and we fail to study the systems before implementing them. You get it now? Now, there is a kind of a community or a society here that what we still have some lapses ranging from network. Our network is not even strong enough to be implementing this kind of wireless paperless kind of exam. We are still living in a society that
to going cashless, right?
Like glitches and all of that, and yet want to implement an e-exam or electronic exam. It's not possible. We need to start implementing some certain infrastructures that will make all these things come to reality. You get it now? I don't know if you're getting me.
I think I understand what you mean. You're saying we should start from the basics, from the foundation, right? A lot of people complain about network not being good in certain areas. So we left even fixing our network is not strong enough to carry such heavy burdens of, say, electronic exams.
Exactly. Okay. And now we are trying to implement this kind of stuff. What what kind of this thing are we laying down to make sure that these kind of things will work out? Do you have the know-how? How many professionals are JAMB employing to carry out these things? What preparations are they putting in place to ensure that this thing works out? You don't just wake up one morning and say, oh, we want to start doing electronic exam, we're implementing some certain things that will make it work. You get it now? So those are the things that are actually killing us right now.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your call, Alex. I do appreciate you. Keep listening to Voice of the People 90.3 FM. This is Matters. What's your name and location? Welcome to Matters. Good afternoon. Hello, are you there? Hello? All right. So I just got a message, right? This person says there is no way they would explain it to you that you would understand. If you know nothing about DBMS, it would all sound like technical jargons to you. It's all about database management, how data are being imputed and fetched. The database is like a fridge with different sections, rows, trays, and content. If not managed well, there's bound to be problems. This is the best way I can explain in normal terms of how data are imputed and fetched in a database. The managers of the back end are the ones responsible, and this can happen due to different reasons. Again, note that it's technology and errors are bound to happen. As the exams are written using computers and the results are also imputed in the same manner, when it was paper-based, there was not much or less issues. So some people saying someone went somewhere to off one machine reeks of naivety. Imagine if you are the one in charge of managing data of students from different regions and background. What would the exam body gain by telling you, Chioma, press spoil, let those students suffer small? Please, Where is the sense in that analogy? TIY. All right, TIY, you seem to know a lot about what happens at the back end of, this technological jargon, as you put it, to also be laymen. So please call in and let us understand. TIY, please call in and just explain to us. You seem to have, an in-depth knowledge of these technical aspects of it. So let us know how these errors can happen and how we can curb them. What we are actually concerned about is ensuring that these errors are reduced to the barest minimum. Okay, welcome to Matters. Good afternoon. Thank you for calling. Hello, I don't pick your call. Good afternoon. Are you there? Welcome to Matters. All right, gonna have to give me a call back. 08036929933. 27 minutes before 3 p.m. on the number one station that gives you a voice. Call me up. This is Matters. Hello, welcome to Matters. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Good afternoon to you. Welcome to Matters.
Hello.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Matters.
Adishoma, good afternoon.
How are you there?
How market?
Fine. What's your name and location?
Rafo from Milasa Isolo.
Welcome, Rafo. Thank you for calling.
When I heard this WAEC issue, I began to remember what happened to me during my time. And I wrote WAEC this INEC 9 times.
You say waiting?
I wrote WAEC together with this INEC together 9 times.
Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9 times. Waiting up. Waiting do you?
Reality, 9 times when I was in Ondo State. So then I was like, maybe they do me for my family. You understand?
That's every year for 9 years.
Yes. Then I go.
Who they pay for the form?
Okay?
Who was paying for the form?
I say F9. One of the exam F9 parallel.
But that time now when they use paper now CBT.
That's what I'm talking about. Like what I'm trying to say, like for that thing to be happening that time, you understand? So why now that kind of thing will still be happening? You understand? So I can't realize, say, what if you make that kind of thing happen that time? What if it happen now? I mean, you never understand what I start talking. So
I hear you.
Now waiting that time. What happened to me? What is in a family issue? Now waiting happen. So now their fault. I said sometimes if I hear say one school.
Now their fault say you get F9 9 times.
Yes, I not be joke. If my father here say one school they okay, say their exam they okay. My father go carry me go there. I will go and enroll. Now when I reach there, now their exam go spoil.
Try.
Not be lie,
okay, or everybody exam will come spoil because of you.
You later
pass. Wait, you later pass.
And when I come Lagos, that was 2004. When I now sit for exam, that is when I now the result now is what I'm using.
I need to ring bell for you. Congratulations!
That discouraged me from going to school at that time. You know. But later, I now encourage myself to go back to school. Now I have my HND, but time don't go. Because that time where I just come up for secondary school, I was about to enter school. Work that time. So the system is so bad. What if it happen that I can't see it happen now? So we need to wake up. We need to this thing. We are not supposed to be hearing this kind of news. So are you telling me all those results are spoiled now? All those guys, all those people no study book. I be all of them no book.
Thank you.
So we need to work hard. We need to work hard and change the system.
Thank you for your call. Thank you for your call. I appreciate it. Thank you for calling. It be like testimony. Congratulations to you again, bro. 08036929933. Hello. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Welcome to Matters. Good afternoon.
Yes. Good afternoon, my sister Choma.
How are you? What's your name and location, please?
How are they? Okay. I'm calling you from Abulado.
Welcome to the conversation. Thank you for calling.
Right. I greet everyone who is listening.
We greet you too.
They think, how did this thing stop? That they don't want corruption to stop. How will it stop? Imagine 9 times somebody would be writing corruption. That is the thing. Is all these things for corruption in election, corruption in a marketplace, corruption everywhere. They are in fact, we are smelling corruption. We eat corruption. We digest corruption. We swallow corruption. Everything about Nigeria, corruption. That is that now. They are punishing people. They want to just few people that they don't want to release. So the other people again, they will pay them again.
Wait, I don't understand though. You say na corruption they cause technical glitches. You say na corruption they cause technical glitches.
Is it only Nigeria that is using a technology? What about the other countries now? All these election, you don't use it. By the time they want to use the Viva or what, you say the thing has spoiled. So it's corruption. All these things, they know themselves. They will say this is. They will use one funny language, one funny grammar, like that. They bring it out. In election, they will say that how do you call it? Inconclusive. When they want to do that, they are abracadabra.
But wait, what would WAEC and JAMB gain from just failing students for nothing? They just fail them for nothing.
He said they would just pay them.
You say na corruption they cause them now. They do na corruption. It's intentional. Me, I say WAEC and JAMB waiting be their gain if they just fail students. Nothing happen. No, they just decide to fail them because be like say they say this technical glitch is not be real. Abi?
My sister, if they fail them, the next year now, these are the same people who still bring money again and give it to them, and their bank account is expanding.
Okay, so that people go they buy form.
Now continuously.
Now, wow, thank you for your call.
If you want to write there in the class, you must pay something. There are some things. This subject, if it is 2,000, you must pay.
Thank you for your call. Thank you.
9 subjects, you calculate whether 5,000 naira.
Now that one for people where they go miracle center now, Abi. Thank you for your call though. Let's hear from other people. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. 08036929933. Send a message on WhatsApp 0817-175-6338. TIY, I'm still waiting for your call so that you can explain to us the things where we don't understand, okay? This person says, good afternoon, VOP family. Wisdom from our God Palace. Waiting they bother me, say, why is it that when private institution conducts anything in Nigeria, there will be no glitches, but when it reach government on, glitches up and down. Now, so grammar. Good afternoon. You say, good afternoon, Chema. The technical glitch guy, that man is funny. Okay, thank you for your message. I do appreciate it. 0817-175-6338 on WhatsApp. 0817-175-6338 on WhatsApp. Chema, read my message in full. Oh, if you want, they greet me. Dio from Lagos. Add good for the back of the afternoon. You just say afternoon. Afternoon. Yes, but not afternoon. Add good. Make I not say they wish me to have a good afternoon. Thank you. I want to ask, why is APC government synonymous to technical glitch? From Yakubu to JAMB and WAEC, there is a saying, if you want to destroy a nation, destroy education. This is what APC government have done. They don't value education. They commercialize education, increase school fees, give student loan, which is a low-grade mind idea. Same free education they benefited in time of Awolowo that made them what they are today. Also, the removal of subsidy affected many parents. They couldn't send many kids to school. Look at the tragedy of JAMB and now WAEC, 38%. Look at more than 100 million, now 10 million, and not be 100 million. No. ISIDPs, the government loves to breed ignorant people for election gain. Look at the education minister. He's not an educationist, square peg in a round hole. Look at the budget for education, unlike their frivolities, wasteful money for renovations, etc. It's a shame the worst of us is ruling the best of us. Truly, there was a country. Dio from Lagos. Thank you for your message. Good afternoon, Shoma. We live in a country where nobody is held responsible for these things. Before their glitch story, English questions were linked. That also na glitch. We are just deceiving ourselves in this country. Who leaked the question? So why use glitch to punish the students? Why glitch no give them A1? Why F9? Toyin. Toyin from Ojo, thank you for your message. Appreciate it. Leave a comment on YouTube. We're streaming live on YouTube, VOP 903 FM, VOP 903 FM on YouTube. Please leave a comment. All right. Welcome to Matters. Good afternoon. What's your name and location? Welcome to Matters. Good afternoon.
Hello, Choma. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How you doing? Welcome to Matters.
Fine. I won't call my name because I'm a stakeholder. I have a school in Badagry.
Okay, but just give us a name. Maybe give us your middle name or something.
Okay. Let me just, I don't want to hear all these people. Let me just give you the story. 2002.
Are you calling from Badagry?
Yes, I'm calling from Badagry.
Okay.
I have a secondary school. I write WAEC. 2002 in Badagry, or just precisely. 60-something schools were penalized for exam malpractice. So when I went to WAEC office to complain, I registered just 32 candidates. Do you know what they told me, my OIC? It said because if half of the students, they write the same thing. But what I noticed was, WAEC now have this attitude of spoiling results for schools. And
spoiling results?
If they cancel any school, they will penalize the school 500,000. Then they will not de-recognize your school. That de-recognition means that you still be writing the exam. They will be bringing double supervisors. So what I now notice again, like early this year, so when I was arguing with them, because when I went to my NAP chairman, he said, most of these private schools, we don't cooperate. The man said we should gather and join together so that we'll take WAEC to court. So,
hello? I'm with you.
After that, my NAP chairman said, gather, but I say, if I gather now, they will penalize my school. So what they now did, they now reported the school that is having issue to Ministry of Education, Alausa. So Alausa creates a panel. See what they did. Instead of them bringing all the schools together in a hall, what they did was they were picking us one by one. They organized a press conference. They put lawyer. They put...
Hello? Oh, what's going on? Give me a call back. I want to get to the end of this, right? I really want to know how that situation was concluded. Please give me a call back. Hello?
Hello.
Welcome to Matters. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
How you doing?
I'm fine.
Welcome. Thank you for calling. Yes, go ahead quickly.
Okay. What I want to say is that Nigeria have already, you see this country is not going to be good again. And people have already sent Nigeria to foreigners. They have already taken over. So,
thank you so much for your call. 0803-692-9933. Good afternoon, Chioma. Who told you they don't have gain? What the gain is to make more people to rewrite the exam by next year so they can get more money from the old writers of 2025 by next year, 2026. Mama Excel from Ojo Favor. Chioma, at the Zoom section, or if not, I would have called in. I had to quickly type out that message because of reactions. TIY for call, make we hear from experts. Good afternoon, Chioma. Why is it that when they want to steal money, there will be no glitches? They'll do it smoothly. When it comes to exam and election, glitches will occur. Florence. Good afternoon, Chioma Innocent. How are you day? Do you know APC has shown us shege? For how long do we continue? You guys in Nigeria only speak good English. You know they for Nigeria, but far from innovation and technology. Go to China, they know they drag English with two people, but they are sound upstairs. Kenny Young from Okwoba. Now, wow, Chama, what exactly are we to do as Nigerian citizens at the grassroots level to achieve electoral reform? I will be glad if you enlighten us. Uchechukwu Emmanuel Chiano from Ejigbo, hold your government accountable. That's it, right? If you get behind the people who are actually championing the cause for electoral reforms, if that is what you want, okay? I will continue to say it. Regionalization is the way to go in Nigeria. Good afternoon, VOP. In all ramifications, there's no consequence for wrongdoing in Nigeria. This symptoms is from top to bottom. The result is what we are seeing. Nothing works. God will save Nigeria. Elder Isaac from Idimu. Good afternoon, Choma. I begin to wonder why WAEC, INEC, JAMB, etc. are coming up with all sorts of glitch. The danger in this, especially our examination bodies, is that the global community will no longer have confidence in our certificates. True. Even as at today, they don't have confidence in our certificates, not to talk of the future, when the present crop of school set holders who have gotten to a particular stage in life career-wise. It was not like this decades back when our parents were sitting for all these exams. From Larry. Larry, where are you writing from? Good afternoon, Chairman. Nigerians, please stop disturbing yourself about JAMB and WAEC technical glitches. APC is testing the microphone for 2027 to test our patience and actions. Come 2027 election, whatever happened after the shenanigans, INEC will come out to tell Nigerians. After all, JAMB and WAEC also experience technical glitches. Our mumu don't do. Ezekiel from Ejigbo. All right, thank you so much for your message, Ezekiel, all the way from Ejigbo. I salute you gallantly, my gallant and great female radio presenter, Lady Chioma Osi Morale. TA Lagbaja Army Cantonment, thank you so much for your message. Great to hear from you. Greetings, Choma. What is taking place in JAMB, WAEC, and NECO is deliberate. This was a fallout from the backlash of INEC due to the so-called glitch in 2023. Everybody was asking why INEC could not upload election results when these exam bodies never had issues uploading their candidate results. Out of the blues, they started reporting one glitch after another. This is to make the populace believe that election cannot be transmitted electronically successfully without issues, so that the present system that enables rigging can remain. Afam from Ejigbo. Thank you for your message, Afam. Good afternoon, Chioma. No matter how you analyze this thing, the real matter is that no one is being punished. INEC did their own and got away. JAMB did the same and got away. If there is no serious punishment for the nonsense we'll be having occurrences, it will be detrimental to our society, and also let us start putting the right people in the helm of every department in the country. Vincent, aka But Why from Mushin. Thank you so much for your message. I really do appreciate it. 0817-175-6338 on WhatsApp. And for direct calls, 0803-692-9933. We're streaming live on YouTube, VOP 903 FM. Good afternoon, Choma. All these technical wrongs has been happening. I could remember in 2010, I wrote JAMB then. When the result came out, my score was 176. After a week, I checked again. It increased to 182. In this country, there are ups and downs everywhere. JAMB and WAEC had technical glitches. It was corrected. INEC technical glitch cannot be corrected. Who did this thing to us? From Architect Edward. All right, architects, thank you for your message. Hello?
Nothing will happen for this country.
You say?
Nothing will happen to them. What did the thing happen for 2023 election? You know, you're with the judge talk. So this country, I no value that. Not.
Thank you for your call. Hello?
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. What's your name and location, please?
Jama, good afternoon. My name is Raf, calling from Sunlight.
Welcome, Raf. Go right ahead. We have just a few minutes.
Honestly, silent of this government, when issues like this occurs, I begin to suspect some things. I don't know if they're intentionally doing this thing in order to raise money from these children, though. Because the way they're doing this thing, it's like they're intentionally doing this instead of these guys people, parents will keep on spending money raising the children every year. Since education has become a source of making money for government, I never see things like this before. This is not the first time we're taking away, but these days I don't understand because everything this government is about making money. Maybe they're using this guy to make money every year, intentionally doing this to them. That's my contribution.
Are you sure you're not just echoing the thoughts of other people, saying they're just trying to use it to make money? The more people are involved in these exams, the more the system is overwhelmed. So who does it benefit for these things to happen? 0803-692-9933, 0803-692-9933. That's the number you can call to be a part of this conversation. If you'd rather send a message on WhatsApp, send it to 0817-175-6338 on WhatsApp. Or call me on WhatsApp 0817-175-6338. Hello?
Hello.
What's your name and location? Good afternoon. Thank you for calling.
Hello?
Good afternoon. I can hear you.
Okay, good afternoon. This is Joe from Mejaniki.
Welcome.
Hello?
Please go ahead. Okay.
This issue of JAMB and this thing. The people in the fair of this education, like the person you invited to that your station, I overheard him when he was mentioning his qualification and everything. In short, it's like from here to Oshodi. Even he could not finish mentioning everything before you say let you hold it from there. The Ministry of Education, I don't think he has a half of a qualification that man that you invited to your station have. I don't think he have that.
Have you checked to be sure before you generalize? Before you say that, to ensure that you are actually correct.
It's not, but some things that happen in this country. We are putting the people that are not supposed. He has mentioned it severally. That we are putting the people that are not supposed to be there. The best of us, the worst of us is ruling the best of us. That is what we have been seeing in this country. And that is why things are not going the way it's supposed to be. Imagine when somebody, something more than, they will put the person on top and ask you to be assisting the person, telling him what to do, what he's supposed to know. He don't know it. It is you that take your time to go to school and do so many things that will now come and be teaching the person. It's not fair. This issue of giving every state this thing to be working on themselves. I think that should be the best thing, so that people that are very intelligent, nothing will be holding them back. They can move forward. You understand?
Thank you so much for your call. Appreciate it. 0817-175-6338 on WhatsApp, and for direct calls it's 0803-692-9933. Hello, you're my final caller for today. What's your name and location, please?
Good afternoon, Jama.
Good afternoon to you. What's your name and your location?
My name is Akpabio.
Welcome, Akpabio. Go ahead, please. Hello. All right, then. We can't take any more calls today, but we'll be leaving very, very shortly. So please leave a comment on YouTube or send a message on WhatsApp. Choma, the government has reduced the standard of education. Today, JAMB has reduced mark from 250, 100 for poly, all because you prioritize making money than education. Shoma, whatever you guess in this country is the right answer to your problems. Mama Excel from Ojo Favor. All right, then. We can't take any more calls. I have to exit. I have to vamoose. I have to evacuate. I have to kaput. For the Funhouse Time crew to come and take over. I mean, I don't want to laugh. I go laugh by fire, by force. So, but it's important we have these conversations, okay? Maybe every time, politics, every time government, at the end of the day, it still, comes to the feet of the government. It still boils down to government policies. It still boils down to competence of those at the helm of affairs. But today, we had to talk about education, our educational sector. Make we know waiting they really they happen. They first. People go read. You will do everything where if you do, put in your best to write exam. People where they in charge, they go say technical glitches happen. You go begin to see results when not be your own. So there are a lot of people too. Where we say they don't check their results. It no change. Some people won't say even come worst past before, and they don't expect this technical glitch. It affects them, or the results will be better. So let's do better. Let's continue to hold the government accountable. Now, whether if you do now, you don't do this. So lend your voice whenever they talk about these issues. As to talk say they won't go on strike. Say the negotiation when they negotiate in 2009, government no agree, made them conclude them. They won't go on strike too. So how you gonna feel if your pikin come back from school, come follow it down for house 1 month, 2 months, 3 months? People they spend 7 years, 8 years on top 4 years course, on top 5 years course. It's not supposed to be like that. Make we have mercy on ourselves. Make we help ourselves for this country. Okay. So what you can do as a person, what you can do as a Nigerian is continue to hold the government accountable. No tire. Make your voice no cease. No tire. Hold your elected House of Reps member. Hold them accountable. Hold your governor accountable. Hold your local government chairman, your LCDA chairman, the one with very close to you. Hold them accountable. Make him know. Say you know your right as a citizen. Tell them, say this is what you're supposed to be doing for us. Ask questions. That's school waiting for your area. Go there. Check what's in they happen. Write letter. Make them know. Say say you they proactive as a citizen. Make Nigerians self enjoy life. That thing where other citizens of other country they enjoy. We make Nigerians one day jackpot. They go all those countries. All those countries. So make our own country self good for us. Make people say they migrate, they come here. Not we go, they migrate, they go other countries. Nigeria can be better, and it starts with you and I. This person on WhatsApp says, Choma kaput means die. Yo. What are you saying? Okay, I won't go. That's what I'm saying. I won't go. So I need to I won't evacuate myself here. I won't minus myself for this place. Me minus the city, you understand? But yeah, that's all we can take for today. Like I always tell you, do the best that you can do to make Nigeria better in your own little corner of the world. It's not just about what your country can do for you. Think about what you can do for your country. Many of us will go die, we will leave our children for this country. We will die, we will leave our children for this world. Let us strive to create a better nation for the ones that are coming after us. Coming right up, right next is a fun house time with MC Chooks and Dr. Walkie Talkie. You go laugh, you go tire. Stay tuned to Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. And of course, have an amazing day.